Bitcoin is once again at the center of a technical debate that has sparked heated reactions within the community. The issue at hand is a proposed modification to the Bitcoin Core code. The removal of the 80-byte limit on the OP_return field. To understand what's at stake, it's important to first grasp what this feature is and what the real impact of this change might be. In the Bitcoin ecosystem, each transaction consists of a small scripting language. It's not as complex as Ethereum's language, which allows for smart contracts and more advanced logic, but rather a restricted set of simple commands. One of these commands is op_return. op_return allows users to insert a small amount of arbitrary data directly into the blockchain. Currently, this field is limited to 80 bytes. That has generally been enough to store short messages, verification codes, or data used by Cytokines, parallel networks that interact with Bitcoin to expand its capabilities, such as the Lightning Network or Bisq. However, the situation becomes more complicated when these networks need to record data that exceeds this limit. Since op_return is not a consensus-critical rule, meaning a block containing more data is not invalid, there are already informal ways to bypass the limit, typically by working directly with miners. This raises a key question. If the rule can already be bypassed, why keep it? The proposed change, logged as issue number 32359 in Bitcoin's GitHub repository, aims to eliminate this arbitrary limit. GitHub, for context, is the public platform where the Bitcoin Core source code is maintained. The change was proposed by Peter Todd, a well-known developer in the Bitcoin community. Despite its technical simplicity, the proposal has sparked deeper concerns. Some developers, such as Jason Hughes, have voiced strong opposition, warning that this could undermine Bitcoin's foundational principles and effectively turn it into a worthless altcoin. The core of the argument revolves around blockchain pollution. By allowing unrestricted data insertion, there's potential for abuse, storing large files, images, or even illegal content. This would bloat blocks and make transactions more expensive to process. The criticism, then, isn't just about op_return itself, but about what it represents. A possible loophole to stuff the blockchain with non-financial data. This could negatively impact scalability and transaction fees, which have already reached high levels during peak demand. On the other hand, many argue that tightening restrictions on this feature could stifle important innovation. Cytokines, Layer 2 protocols, and decentralized exchange systems use op_return legitimately to operate securely and transparently. Limiting this functionality could hinder or even prevent such use cases. Bitcoin governance, however, remains decentralized. Although a small group of maintainers approves code changes, no modification takes effect without adoption by the broader network. Each node operator chooses whether or not to upgrade to a new version. This means that even with an official merge, the change only becomes effective if widely accepted by the community. This model has been tested many times in Bitcoin's history, particularly during hard fork events. In cases of deep disagreement, the network has split. A classic example is the creation of Bitcoin Cash, which resulted from a disagreement over block size. In this case, a major split is unlikely. The reason is simple. The current limit is already ineffective, and the modification merely formalizes behavior that already happens informally. It brings better coherence to the code without altering the network's consensus logic. In summary, removing the 80-byte limit on op_return does not pose a direct threat to Bitcoin. While it carries some risk of increasing non-financial data on the blockchain, those risks already exist in other forms. The primary effect should be a cleaner, more aligned code base that reflects practical realities. If you're interested in topics like decentralization, digital security, and governance in blockchain networks, it's worth keeping an eye on how this debate evolves in the coming months. And if you've made it this far, consider subscribing to the channel. That way, you'll keep up with technical insights, critical updates, and discussions around the secure and transparent development of decentralized technologies. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.